Welcome back, everyone. I'm going to take you through a nice core blast today. So we'll keep it nice and short. Make sure we maintain our technique and push those core muscles and get them nice and active. So if you want to join me on the mat, and we're going to bring ourselves down onto our hands and knees. So just making sure to start off with that we get our hands directly under the shoulders and our knees directly under the hips. And we'll do a couple of cat-cows. So arch that back and then draw up that belly button looking down at the feet. Arch the spine, look up, and then pull that spine up looking down at the feet. Excellent. So breath in and breath out. Each direction. Last one. And breath out. Excellent. So from here, find the center. So find that really lovely tabletop flat back position. And we're going to hold it here. So you should feel you have to draw in through those lower abs to maintain this position. We're going to tuck those toes in underneath and hover the knees. So hover the knees off the mat. Feel that extra contraction through those lower abdominals. And then we're just going to lower it down, untuck the toes and sit back onto the heels. We're going to progressively get more difficult through those movements. So if at any point you get too fatigued, you can come back here into your child's pose with those hands in front. So back into your straight position. I'm going to hold it here, hover those knees. Excellent. Good. Holding those knees up off the mat. And then from here, we're going to press through the hands, straighten the backs of the legs into downward dog, where we stick those hips up towards the ceiling. Slowly come back down to your hover. Excellent. Stay here if you can. Next one, we're going to lift one leg. So we're going to press up into downward dog, stretch one leg up towards the ceiling, pushing those underarms down towards the floor. Drop that foot back onto the mat and hover. Take a break if you need to. Swap in sides. So up, press up through the other leg. Stretch up towards the ceiling, point the toes. And then bring it back down. Hover. Good. Back into our two-legged downward dog from here. Stretch up a little bit further this time. Hips come towards that ceiling. And then come on back down to your hover. Once more each leg. So we're going to lift that right leg first. Press up into our downward dog. Stretch that right leg. And then come on back down again to hover. Excellent. And then steady. Stretch up the opposite leg. Making sure you point those toes. And then come on back down into your hover position. Excellent. We're going to take a little rest now. So drop down onto the knees, sit back onto the heels and come up onto the fingertips if you want a little bit of a break through those wrists. Excellent. Should feel lovely and warm through those core muscles. I know I definitely am. And then when you're ready, we're going to push up into our same position again. So come towards the top of your mat if you need to. We're going to take a little step back this time. So when you're ready, we're going to hover those knees again. So knees are directly underneath the hips and we're going to tuck the toes to hover and hold. Look down at the mat so the back of your neck is nice and straight. And when you're ready, step back into your high plank position. Excellent. And hold and walk it back into your knee hover position. Excellent. One more walk back. So if there's too much to walk back, you can just stay hovering in that hold position and then walk it back in. Excellent. Lower those legs and sit back. Come up onto those fingertips to ease off those wrists. Excellent. So we're going to go a little bit more difficult here. So when you're ready, come back to join. So you can stay to that hover and step back if you like. If you want to go a little bit more difficult, we're going to tuck the toes, hover to hold, and step it back into our high plank. Just making sure you're really neutral through that spine. Good. And then we're going to point one toe, rest it on the floor, and then press up into that high plank position. Lower it down, hover that foot. Excellent. And then press up through those heels, through the arms, back down. Don't let that foot tap off the floor if you can. Last one. Press up. And then down to hover. We're going to hold it here and do 5 taps to finish on this side. So that hover leg lowers to tap off the floor and lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck the toes, walk it back in, and lower those legs down onto that mat. Sit back into your child's pose and come up onto those fingertips. Excellent. Get the breath back. We've got the same to do on that other side. Good. One more deep breath. Really nice. And then when you're ready, make sure you've got enough room behind you for this next one. So same again, when you're ready, we're going to tuck those toes, hover the knees and step it back. So we've got the other leg to do. When you're ready, untuck the left toes, rest the toes on the floor. And then we're going to press up into our downward dog, stretch, point the toes. Feel that in the back of the leg. Down to hover without touching that leg off the mat. Again, press up, toes up towards the ceiling. And then come back down to hover. Excellent. And again, press those hips up, stretch through the arms. And back down. Breath out. And hold. We've got 5 more taps to do. So lower and lift. 4, 3, don't give up. 2, and 1. Lift to hover. Tuck the toes in underneath, back into your high plank position. We're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then walk those knees in. And slowly come on back up onto the fingertips. Well done, everyone. That was nice work through those core muscles there. A lot on the wrists as well. So if the wrists are a little bit tired, feel free, meet me up here in high kneeling and you can do some circles around through those wrists. Whatever feels good for you, maybe even some waves. Keep it here. So we'll leave it at that for today, nice and short. Hopefully you felt that in the core and we'll see you again.